I think that when you come of age, it's so daunting to think about this idea of having to go to college, what it means to be responsible for yourself. You know, they go through the same issues that any teenagers go through, you know, this angst and, you know, breaking up and making up and what it means to fail and what it means to succeed and being able to have to experience both of those things with dignity. And I think that the group of International Baccalaureate students that we have are just exemplary at doing those things and showing us how, you know, despite their age, that they sort of transcend that and they make more of it than I think what it simply appears to be.
I'm originally from New Orleans, Louisiana, and after Katrina, my parents decided to up and move to Denton, Texas, for a number of reasons, mainly a job and that kind of thing. And then my mom, when she got here, she found out about the IB program. She actually met with the superintendent at like a Kroger, and he was telling her about this new program that they had, and she's like, "Oh, Raven, you should so be a part of that."
I think through the IB program, one of the things we try to offer is a sense of community. We have worked really hard to get the students to know one another because they come from such diverse backgrounds and such diverse upbringings. We have a spring retreat, we do kickoff parties, we do holiday parties, we do things like that to help bring the kids together. And it's really neat because the teachers join in that community. We really have an intellectual community where they can work together.
Mostly I decided to do IB because it's a different kind of curriculum. It focuses more on how you learn and what you're learning about rather than just cramming all the information you need for standardized testing. And it's just, for me, it's a way better program. It's a better way to learn for me.
It's a different way of learning. It's not just studying flashcards, and it's really understanding what you're learning, and you're not just memorizing things. So I think that in the years to come, I'll remember it, and I'll know what I learned in high school.
It's like a hands-on approach to dancing, so it's not like as much about learning dances as much as it's about learning about how you can create dances and about like the pioneers of dance, and it's really fun.
It's really cool. I mean, you get, because it's based on cultural, because the IB, everything's been to bring everybody together, but it's so much more because she's encouraging people that aren't even in like IB to choreograph in their own head, and she doesn't let us use lyrics or anything, so they have to inspire themselves.
You give the music your own meaning.
This sketchbook has really helped me be more organized and have a lot more inspiration and a lot more ideas, and it's sort of helped me just sort of come up with a lot of things because I'm looking at so many things and I'm sort of analyzing and thinking about why I like things, and it's sort of, I think it helps add more dimensions and more layers and just makes my art better.
Too often in education, students are taught to think inside the box. Paulo Freire calls it the banking account method of education. I'm the teacher, I'm going to deposit knowledge into you, then there'll be a test. You will give me back that knowledge again. Whereas the IB program kind of encourages, here's a problem, how would you address that problem? What are some possible solutions? So there's multiple possibilities, and at the college level, I don't want students to be little machines that are going to kind of repeat back to me what I said to them. I want them to think independently. I want them to come up with new solutions. We have a lot of issues globally, you know, and nationally to think about, and we need people, we need our next generation to be able to come up with fresh ideas.
We don't really focus on tests, we're more lab oriented, and right now we're working on the E. coli lab, and the purpose of this lab is to see transformation. Back in the 1950s, when DNA was first being introduced, people wanted to know how DNA is a binding agent and how it contributed to the genetics of inherited traits. So our E. coli lab that we have here, we're going to try to put a strand of ampicillin-resistant DNA into the DNA of an E. coli and see whether it would grow.
IB students who come to Texas Women's University and show up in my classes are very rewarding to have. They are independent learners. They know how to undertake research projects. They have a passion for learning, and I just love having them in my classes. They raise the level of discourse for the entire class. This IB program helps the community of Denton right away because the students in the program have to put in community service hours. They're called the CAS hours, C-A-S, and there's a wide variety of service opportunities. They can do all kinds of things that are a benefit to the community.
You know, there's no doubt that Denton is an arts community, and to know that we have all of those arts available to our students, part of their their CAS hours or their creativity, action, and service hours, they can participate in our community by going and seeing those arts, but at the same time, they can contribute to their community by you know, working in our local soup kitchens or, you know, raising money for local charities, participating in local charities.
The International Baccalaureate is making big waves at Denton High. The kids know who these role models are. They stand out academically, they stand out in fine arts, they stand out in athletics, and they stand out as just good global citizens that like to do nice things for others. And more students are coming into my office saying, can you tell me if I could be a part of IB? Is this something that I can do? Look at my transcript, look at my record, and let's talk about it because I'd really like to be a part of this neat program.
I would say that it is going to be tough at times, but I think if you get through it, because of all of my friends, I remember being in the IB program and we would complain every day about it and how hard it was and how much homework we had and all of this, but it was so worth it at the end. I would say that all of us would if we had to go back and do it again, we totally would. And I would say just get through it, and it really will benefit you in the end.